Hi, it's Tiffany. I want to touch on a topic that a lot of people struggle with, and that is sleep. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to talk a little bit about sleep according to Ayurveda. So we've already gone through the doshas and you know what Vata and Pitta and Kapha are. So the functions of sleep are super important. We support our emotional centers of the brain, help restore our alertness. It has a restorative function of critically repairing and rejuvenating the tissue, grows our muscles, heals our wounds, release growth hormones, and more. And it's an efficient removal of metabolic waste, which directly link with our immune system. And we're going to talk about this more in the nutrition module, interestingly enough. And it has important changes to the structure and the function of the brain, restores signal strength of brain synapses, you name it. So you can see while we're sleeping, and this is mostly partly in pitta time during like 11 to 2 a.m., but also the whole night. But especially during 11 to 2 a.m., we want to make sure we are asleep and not up because all these functions happen. Our metabolic processes, the processing of our foods, our day, our experiences, our senses. So sleep is super important and cannot be underestimated. So the risks of an inefficient sleep are countless, but include some of these: impaired judgment and cognitive ability, your mood and emotions. Have you ever been more irritable when you're sleep deprived? There's an increased risk of accidents and deaths, decreased libido, depression, accelerated skin aging, difficulty losing weight because you can't process your bodily functions properly, and increase in developing more serious health issues. In fact, night shift workers have been shown to have a decreased lifespan in studies. And um, additionally, you've heard of sleep deprivation being used as a form of torture in wartime or other situations. So sleep is super important, and we think in our society sometimes, oh, we can be more efficient in our work, or if we just sleep less, like why do we need all this sleep? Well, this is why we need this much sleep, and it should be prioritized over almost everything else. So Vata type sleep, I'm going to go through each dosha and what sleep looks like in each dosha. You may see some of yourself here in some of these, or a combination. So Vatas are irregular sleepers and light, but profound and deep. They can get exhausted. They crave a softer bed. They tend to sleep fewer hours than others. Remember, Vata is light and airy in um, its description. They do have a tendency to grind teeth, sleepwalk, or talk. Dreams are spacious, airy, and often focused on movement, adventure, and being chased. So pay attention to your dreams. They do dream a lot, but they often can't recall them. And they may awaken from 2 to 6 a.m. And this is Vata time. Or if you are not a Vata type, but you're waking up every day at this time, it may mean you have a Vata disturbance. Pitta types sleep well, but lighter. They prefer a firm bed and few covers. They crave a moderate amount of sleep, like 6 to 8 hours, maybe 7 to 8. They can easily forego sleep when preoccupied or have a deadline. They can be night owls. So they can stay up well into Pitta time, and then they have a second wind of energy because it's Pitta time. Pitta is about getting things done and being efficient, transformation, but this is when our body needs it the most, not our mind. So Pittas can have trouble falling asleep, but they can return to sleep pretty easily if awakened. Their dreams are vivid, fiery, and active. Kapha types are the heaviest sleepers. They are not easily disturbed or awakened. They can kind of fall asleep anywhere. They love to nap. They adore being in bed and love to sleep for many hours. But Kaphas need the least amount of sleep, but crave the most. They prefer a soft mattress under an abundance of fluffy covers. Their dreams are calm, smooth, watery, and emotional. I mentioned they need less sleep, but like a lot. Kapha hours, just as a reminder, from 6 to 10 a.m. and p.m. So this means by 10-ish p.m., depends on the time of year as well, kaphas are going to have, not kaphas, anybody, this is the kapha time of day and energy is the heaviest. So you want to be to bed by 10 or 11 because you're going to have the easiest chance of falling asleep to rein in that kapha energy. But you want to be up before kapha time, so 6 a.m., because the energy is heavy. So if you've ever slept in, like into 9 o'clock or later, you actually feel worse because your mind feels heavy, your body feels heavier. That's because you're sleeping into kapha time. So good sleep hygiene includes starting with a good daytime routine. So getting up by 6, doing your morning routines, your meditation, turning off your devices after dinner, having a quiet practice at the end of the evening. Maybe it's meditation or reading, which can be stimulating to the senses. So you want to be careful. Journaling, going for a nice walk, and eliminate stimulants such as caffeine. Um, and some ideas for bedtime includes taking a bath. And this is especially if you're having trouble sleeping, but these are all good routines as well. Having a cup of boiled milk or milk alternative with nutmeg or chamomile tea. And this isn't some old wives' tale, your grandma's, suggestion. It's actually legitimate in Ayurveda. We can explain it because milk has the qualities of kapha, and kapha helps bring our body and mind to sleep. So having that boiled milk at bedtime and nutmeg helps us sleep can have bring your kapha dosha up so you can sleep better. So it is true. You can massage your feet and or your scalp with warm oil. Our feet, to help ground us. Oil is kapha, so to help ground ourselves before bed. And applying warm oil inside the ear, whether it's sesame oil or specific ear oil. Our ears are our vata sense organ, so we can balance the vata, and vata is what keeps us from sleeping easily. So balancing the vata energy by applying the warm oil inside the ear, you're getting right at the source of decreasing the vata. Same with the feet. So what if I still can't sleep? Well, I suggest writing it down, keeping a journal by your bed, getting things off of your brain, like, oh, I got to do that tomorrow. I can't forget. Write it down and look at it in the morning. Meditation is always good. Pranayam, so maybe some alternate nostril breathing. Box breath, 4 breaths in, hold 4 breaths, 4 breaths out, and hold. A yoga posture, such as leg up the wall, is great. Also, sleeping on your right side is the best for sleep. It activates the left side of your body through your left nostril, and this is your calming side of your body. So sleeping, laying on your right side. Maybe having a light evening workout to get some energy out. Maybe it's a brisk walk after dinner. And just in order to manage your stress, there's many different ways to do that, but making sure your stress is under check. And there are some herbs such as ashwagandha and others, depending on your constitution, that can help as well. And I mentioned nutmeg. So that's a little bit about sleep, a quick rundown. I hope it gives you some ideas and some um, just understanding what sleep is in Ayurveda and how we can help. Happy sleeping.